Hi, my name is Dom, and I do YouTube in my free time, actually. So I'm using my setup that I use for that. For the purpose of this class, I figured I'd have some fun with that. I get the newspaper, so I have the local ads that come. I have one from Safeway that I was going to go ahead and analyze for marketing techniques, and I'll probably put a visual up on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about because the lighting at this time of day is absolutely horrible. So something that I found that was really interesting on this particular ad is that when you pull it up, all of their healthy options are on the front and the back. I'll go over that first before I get into the middle, because in the middle there's really nothing healthy, which is kind of strange. But on the front, the first thing that you see when you pop up, the four healthiest options, well, the fourth healthiest options I would argue that are on this page are going to be at the top. You have your boneless sirloin, you have bone-in, breast, drumsticks, chicken, of course, and those are 97 cents a pound. You also have your strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries, which are 3 for 10, and your jumbo shrimp. Those are all pretty, relatively healthy options. I would say, aside from maybe the sirloin, I would say was debatable. But as far as these go, the way they sort of do it, it looks like, is they try to make it more appealing by adding bright yellow around the price sticker, rather than, I guess, rather than just black and gray would look pretty awful. They added yellow around it with red to sort of have that contrast. The price on it pops a little bit more. Also on the raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries, they have a big pack circle on it with an exclamation point, which I suppose is supposed to get you excited about it. Kind of makes it look a little bit more appealing. What's kind of strange is that they have the healthier options are sort of minuscule on this front page, because you have like your chips, your Fritos and crackers and all that stuff, and your cheeses and your sodas take up relatively less ad space than the healthier options up at the front. And you also have this little side flap here. And that little side flap has some more healthy meats on it, and fruits and vegetables and onions. There's really nothing on here that in itself is going to be unhealthy. And then when you open that up, you have more options for your meats. Now for this one, I think it's pretty obvious what they try to do here. Up at the top they have this certain black heading, which kind of makes it look a little bit more classy, I would say, what you would commonly associate with having to be fancier. Like a fancy steakhouse or something like that. And then they advertise all their meats back there. But then if you go on the back page, it follows, because they continue that ad. They continue that style where they have, they continue that style where they have that sort of fancy setup on the back, making your meats appear a little bit more, well, I hate to use that word again, but classy. Now they also highlight everything in yellow again. Just like they did on the front. Now what's interesting on this back page is they have more fruits and vegetables down at the bottom. And with this, something that I noticed right off the bat is they have green for the first time that I've seen in this ad, which is kind of interesting. They associate that with the fruits and vegetables. I know green psychologically is supposed to be more relaxing for your eyes. It's more associated with nature, so I think that's why they do it. And they also incorporate it with produce and organic, and it is a little bit more appealing. They also changed the fonts for things that I think they want to emphasize, like your organic, your produce, your farm fresh are all in different fonts to sort of. I'm not sure exactly what kind of emotion that elicits. Me at first when I look at it, it looks a little bit better. I don't know what about it makes it more appealing, but to be honest, that's about as far deep as I can get on it. They do the same when they mention things like no additives, no preservatives, no extended expiration dates, or anything else that would be considered unappealing. Something that's also interesting on the back page is they add fresh seafood. They have like a little seafood section with 4 items, and they put seafood in blue. Now one can only wonder why. Well, usually seafood comes from the sea, right? And the sea is blue, and the blue is kind of an eye-catching color. So they have some sort of categories going on here, which I find interesting. Your meats are black, your seafood is blue, and your fruits and vegetables are green. you find the most interesting part, I would argue, when you flip to the middle of it and you have all of your unhealthy stuff. It seems like they tried to sucker you in with the healthy options on the front and the back, and then all your unhealthy stuff in the middle. Now, I find that interesting. I don't know why they do it like that. Like, for instance, they have your mix and match cereals in here, which you would think might be on the front page. Like, a lot of people eat cereal, right? So why wouldn't that be on the front page? Yeah, you also have things like your deli meats, your juices, your frozen meals. You have yogurt in the middle, but this type of yogurt, I would argue, really isn't that healthy. It's like the Oikos yogurt where you add that fruit in it, which adds like 50 grams of sugar or something like that, and it's generally not healthy. You do have water in here. That's really it that's healthy on the inside of this ad, and I find that somewhat interesting. Now, all in all, the Safeway ad is pretty bland. It's not exactly the most eye-catching ad that you could find. I mainly have this one because I had a newspaper laying around. Overall, that's my assessment of this ad and how I feel the market, what I think they're trying to do with the marketing to try to get you to buy whatever is in this ad that's healthy. So thank you. I look forward to participating in the rest of the semester.